everyone. Welcome to Upscale Talks. So we are back again here for the next Guesstimate Problem for the mock Guesstimate series. So I have with me Arjit, who will be solving the next Guesstimate Problem. So I'll be the interviewer here, and he'll be working as a interviewee. So hi Arjit, how are you?
Hi Naman, I am good. What about you?
I'm also good. So shall we start with the problem?
Yes, we can.
All right, so I'll be just telling you the guesstimate problem and you can note it down.
Okay,
So you have to estimate the number of flights taking off or landing from the Delhi airport daily.
okay. So just to reiterate the question, that I have to calculate the number of flights that are landing
Hmm?
and taking off from Delhi airport, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. So in this regard, I have a few problems,
Hmm.
questions that I would ask you those. So my first question is that are we considering just the passenger flights, or are we considering all types of flights? Let it be the e-commerce flights or the private jets that fly in from Delhi. So
Hmm.
what all types of flights are we considering for this problem?
I think you can consider all kinds of flights for now.
Okay, fine. So also, are we considering the main Delhi airport, or all type of Delhi airports? There are multiple here at Delhi.
Yes, you can consider only the main airport of Delhi, that is IGI airport.
Okay, fine. So, also, as per my understanding, after the COVID scenario hit us, so the
Hmm.
aviation industry has come to an halt. So, can I just estimate the problem for current scenario, that is the COVID scenario in the.
Yes, you can consider the current scenario.
Okay, perfect. I will like to have a few seconds to gather my thoughts on the approach that I will be following throughout this problem.
Sure.
Okay, for talking about the approach, I would be trying to divide the time zones. There are multiple time zones wherein the flights would be flying at different capacity as per my understanding,
Hmm.
and then calculating the number of flights that are lying in that particular zone and then adding them all up. Is this a good approach?
Yes, you can go ahead with this approach.
Okay, perfect. Also, according to my understanding, I rarely see flights flying, during night. Let it be from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. So I
Hmm.
think a very few flights fly. So can I, for the problem statement, ignore those flights?
Yes, you can ignore that.
Okay. For this problem statement, I will divide the entire day into six zones. So my
Hmm.
first zone would be starting from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the
Hmm.
morning. Okay. After that, I will have from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning.
Hmm.
Post that, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 1 p.m.
Okay.
to 5 p.m.,
Hmm.
5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and 9 to 12, because from 12 a.m. in the morning to 4 a.m. in the morning we have neglected those flights.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So also, to solve this problem, I think I will have to make a couple of assumptions. So given that it is just the COVID scenario, so I am considering, for the sake of this problem, that only one runway is active at a time. Okay. Can I just assume this for the problem statement?
Yes, you can assume for now.
Okay. So also I will be assuming that the minimum time gap between two consecutive flights when it is running at 100% capacity is 2 minutes. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Also, during this COVID scenario, the flights are running at a very low passenger frequency, and
Hmm.
the flights have also been cut down. So, according to me, I will be assuming when the flights are working in the peak hours, so they will be running at 100% capacity. Oh, the 90% capacity is appropriate in that case, I think, not the 100% capacity. Apart from that, for the medium and the low ones, I would be preferring, the 60% and 40% for the respective cases. Apart from that,
Okay.
now I can just, divide the entire these six zones into, different type of capacity that the airport would be running according to my inference. So for the
Mm-hmm.
first case, I can assume that it would be running at 60% capacity, because from the 4 a.m in the morning to 7 a.m, I think there are multiple flights that fly, but I don't think that the airport is running at an the maximum capacity at that time. But for the 7 a.m to 10 a.m, I think it is a kind of a peak hour, because I have seen a lot of business people traveling around the or taking in flights, or coming back. So I
Mm-hmm.
will be assuming that this will be my peak hour for the problem statement. That is, it would be running at an 100% 90% capacity. Okay, so for the next case, similarly to the first problem, that I will be assuming that it will be running at a 60% capacity.
Okay.
Okay, when we're talking about 1 p.m. to 5 p.m, I think a very few number of flights fly during that time, because that is, the mid-afternoon time. So I think
Mm-hmm.
the airport would be running at approximately 40% capacity during these times.
Okay.
While I'm considering for the 5 p.m. to 9 p.m as my prime slot, so during that I will be assuming that the flights would be running at 90% capacity. That is my peak hour. Okay, and for the 9 p.m. to 12 a.m, the flights would reduce considerably. So I think that it will be running around at 40% capacity. Can I just
All
move
right.
ahead with the problem now?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, so now we have divided the problem into time frames, and define the capacity that it would be running for those particular time slots. Now I
Mm-hmm.
think it is a good time to calculate the number of flights. So to calculate the number of flights, basically I will be multiplying the total hours in that time zone, in
Mm-hmm.
multiplied by the minutes, that is the 60, and divided by the gap that is between two consecutive flights, that happens to be 2 minutes. And
Okay.
after that, I will be multiplying it by the running capacity of that time frame that we have already defined. Okay.
All right.
So can I just move now to the calculations part?
Yes, you can do the calculations.
Okay, so for the first time zone, that is my 4 a.m to 7 a.m in the morning,
Mm.
so the number of flights come out to be 54. That is 3 into 60 divided by 2 into point 0.6. Point 0.6
Mm-hmm.
basically here defines the running capacity, that is the 60% that we have already defined. So for
Okay.
the similar cases, I will just quickly calculate it and then let you know.
Mm-hmm.
So for my next time slots, the flights come out to be 81.
Mm.
For my next case, it comes out to be same as the first one, that is 54.
Mm.
For the next problem, that is my 1 p.m to 5 p.m, where my airport is running at 40% capacity, the number comes out to be 48. For my next case, when it is running at 90% capacity, the number comes out to be 108, 108. And
Okay.
for my last case, where the airport is running at 40% capacity, that is my 9 p.m to
Mm.
12 a.m in the morning, so the number comes out to be 36.
All right.
So I think this is the number that is for the COVID scenario. If we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about the post-COVID or the pre-COVID scenarios, I think the number would change significantly. So
Mm-hmm.
for this case, now I will just come to the solutions part. So for my solutions, I think the number comes out to be 381.
All right.
So
So,
I think close to 380 flights is my estimate that fly in and out of Delhi airport each and every day. So yeah, that's my approach to the problem. I would welcome any suggestions from your side.
this is your final answer, right?
Yeah, 380 is my final answer for the problem.
Okay, so I have just one suggestion for you about your approach. So, like you divided in different segments, like from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., and similarly the other segments. What you can instead do is like you can divide into three main segmentations: high capacity, medium capacity, and low capacity. So that would make your calculations much easier, and you won't have to divide in so many segmentations. So that's just a piece of suggestion for you.
Okay, so that I think is a considerably well suggestion. I will surely keep this in mind when I'm solving the next problem statement on the similar lines.
All
Is
right.
that all for this interview?
Yes. So thank you, Archit.
Thank you, Naman.
All right.